Great. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Pie Night and about that experience and what you thought about it, and if there were any takeaways for you.
I thought it was great to get together with like-minded people and just eat pie, which is one of my favorite desserts, and just, chat about things that are going on. We had about between 15 and 20 people show up. It was a great space. It was the conference room at Moody Building in Claremont, and we had far too many pies, but it's always great to have more diversity than less. And I had to take some home, which I will enjoy soon. But we got to have John Cloutier come, who of course is our state rep, and Karen Leah Hill, who is one of the executive counselors, and she brought her daughter, who is amazing and very fun. But I really enjoyed just getting kind of to talk with everybody on a more casual basis. Like I talked with John Cloutier about who his favorite president was, and he actually surprised me by saying Harry S. Truman. And we talked about a lot of different presidents, but that was not one I generally hear people say. So that was very interesting. It was fortunate and unfortunate, I guess, that things were going so smoothly that we decided not to kind of break out some of that fun activities that we had planned. And so it was great that things were going so well, but it would have been fun to do the activities as well. But I think it went so well that it's been a historical event in the past. And I think we should definitely put it on our calendars to be an annual event in the future. What did you think?
Absolutely. Well, I also did not have John Cloutier, speaking of Truman, on my bingo card, which we did actually have bingo cards there. And I thought it was kind of a fun game and a fun way to learn more about some of the people who were there. And yeah, I thought it was great too. I was glad to see some new faces, some young faces, and I look forward to having it as at least an annual event. Maybe there will be some other people who get inspired to do a similar event in between, but I think having a 314 Pie Night is a great tradition to spark. So
Absolutely. And one of the things I didn't know until later, because you told me, and then I heard about it from other people, were that we had a few other high school students and at least one teacher who were going to show up, but they didn't because they were going to Concord because some of the students were going to have bills that they had created be worked on there. And so one of the items on the bingo card was, do you know someone who has worked on passing a bill? And I thought you just meant John and maybe Karen, but you were talking about the high school students, which is very exciting.
yeah, I loved seeing the picture of them in Concord outside of the house there. I hope that we get an opportunity to have them to other events, or that they'll invite us into their space to talk about what we have going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I thought that was great. Molly, who helped coordinate that, is a new volunteer, which was also fantastic. I thought she brought some great energy, and it was a lot of fun. And that's one of the great things is about new people joining us. And we have coming up this weekend, Erin, who is a local artist, and we met at the postcard party, is facilitating an art session, a poster making session for No Kings in Claremont, and he's opened that up to everybody, and we're helping spread the word. So hopefully people will join Aaron at the event and bring markers if you want, but there will also be cardboard and art supplies on hand. And it sounds like it's going to be a relaxing time and a fun time to engage in creativity with other people. Based on the energy that came out of the postcard party, I think that it's going to be a really nice event. So hopefully people will,
Excellent.
yeah. Let's see, what else do we have coming up? Oh, on Tuesday, March 24th, we have Wendy Thomas joining us, who Representative Thomas was part of the Merrimack is in her district, and Merrimack, as most of us know, just had a successful turn at banishing ICE from obtaining a warehouse there. And Wendy is also involved in environmental work, and
She was also the leader and impetus behind the listing sessions, was she not?
yeah, those sessions were so good, and it was her idea, the format for it, and she helped facilitate a number of those around the state. So that was a great way to engage with local legislators. And I think,
Absolutely. She's a
yeah,
mover and a shaker.
absolutely. And in fact, like she was on the Rachel Maddow show not too long ago. So she's definitely making waves in a very good way. So we're excited to have her join us on the 24th, and that'll be a virtual event so people can join via Zoom. And that should be really interesting.
Really looking forward to hearing her talk about being unceremoniously banned from one of the committees that she sits on. And the reason I'm looking forward to it is, I mean, if you're not pissing them off, then you're not doing enough. So clearly she is pissing them off, the Republicans in Concord, who need to be pissed off. And so I
Mm.
want to hear about why that happened. I mean, John kind of spilled some of the tea at Pie Night, which is why you come to these events because you hear all the gossip. But he talked about it a little bit, and it was very maddening, as you might imagine. So I'll be interested to hear her talk about it as well.
I love that. If you're not making them mad, you're not doing enough. Okay, but what else do we have coming up? We have so much. In April, we're also planning the boot camp. I don't know if you want to say a quick word about that.
Not too much because it's still coming together, but basically we're hoping to train campaign support specialists, so people who can go into campaigns and help the candidates work their magic on the voters. So we're going to be looking at how you message, what your message should be, how you present it, fundraising, all that good stuff. It's actually a lot of fun. Everybody who's ever done it has had nothing but rave reviews of it, truly. People still talk about it because I used to do this in Texas. So I'm really looking forward to it. Most likely it's going to be at the Newport Library, which is a great space. And they also have 2 cats. So maybe they'll be around when we do that. But yeah, something to look forward to.
Well, that is fun. And then I skipped over the March 28th No Kings event, which we have 2 communities who are participating directly that I know of for sure. And that's Claremont and Charlestown. And they've arranged those back to back so people can actually go to both if they want. And I know there are other ones happening in New London and other areas around. So that information will be on our calendar as well as on the No King site. So if people want to check those out. And then in April, we also have Granite State Matters is going to be joining us for our monthly meeting. And that should be exciting. We'll learn a lot about the Free Stater movement, what legislation they're passing, and some of the work that's being done as countermeasures to their activities. So I think that'll be another really great night. Cool.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, we'll see people at some of these events. If people have ideas about other events they'd like to see, we're open. Like everything is determined by who shows up with ideas and energy to make these things happen.